Okay, so this is part 3 of our preparation for the Chapter 4 test. So let's go to number 16. What is 95% of 60? So remember that the word is translates to an equal sign. Of translates to multiplication. Okay, so when it says what, so that's going to be like our variable. What is 95% of 60? So we're going to take the 95% and move the decimal over 2 places like that. And then we have the 60 right here. So our answer is going to be 0.95 times 60. So we're going to use a raised dot instead of the X to do that, to indicate that. So we're going to go over here to 0.95 times 60. And that's going to be 57. All right. So therefore, 57 is our answer right there. Okay. Now, number 17, 42 of the students in the band own their instrument. If this is 37.5% of the students in the band, how many total students are in the band? All right, so what we're going to do is kind of rewrite this and say 42 is 37.5% of the total. All right, so 42 is 37.5% of whatever the total is of the students in the band. All right, so we're going to go 42 and then is change to equals to. And then this, we're again move the decimal 2 places. So it's 0.375, okay, not the percent because we moved the decimal. Of means multiplication. And then the total, let's just use X for the total, okay? 0.37. Now, this time, so on the first one, all we did was we just multiplied those together. But on number 17, since the X is over here on the right side, we need to divide this time by 375. To get our answer. Because then over here that cancels out and you're left with just X. So over here we do 42 divided by 0.375. All right, so 42 divided by 0.375. So that's going to give us 112. Now, what does that mean? Since a word problem needs to have words in the answer, all right, so that is 112 total students in the band. Okay, we'll go over that again on these next problems. So on the first one, all we had to do was multiply those together. On this one, we had to do some division, so the X was by itself. Okay, so now on number 18, we're also going to do some division, but we're having to change it to a percent. So last quarter, 84 7th grade students made honor roll. If there's 400 students in the 7th grade, what percent made the honor roll? All right, so we write this out. 84 is what percent of 400? 84 is how many made the honor roll. 400 is the total. So 84 is what percent of 400? Okay, so what we're going to do is equal to, and then what percent, let's just call that our X. Of is our multiplication and our 400. Now, again, to get x by itself, we're going to divide by 400. Okay, so we're going to switch over here, and we're going to do 84 divided by 400. So 84 divided by 400, and that's going to be 0.21. All right, so that gives us 0.21 is equal to x. Now, since we want it as a percent, we're going to move the decimal 2 places, and we're going to call that 21%. All right, and we do need words, so let me redo that. So 21% made the honor roll. All right, so then on number 19, Angela took 56 minutes to take her history test. Brian took 70% of the time that it took Angela to complete the test. How long did it take Brian to take his history test? So this one is just a straight multiplication problem. We're going to take Angela's 56 minutes times 70%, because it only took Brian 70% of that. Now, we need to change the 70% to just a decimal by moving the decimal 2 places. So that's going to be 0.70. So we're going to jump over here and do 56 times 0.70. All right, so that's going to be 39.2. So we'll jump back over here. So that is 39.2 minutes. So that's how long it took him to do that test. Okay. On number 20, Eli found the same jacket he wants to buy at 4 different stores. Each of the stores is offering discounts for the holiday weekend. Place the store letters in the boxes to show the sales price of the jacket from least to greatest. Now, they're not asking for the discount, they're asking for the sale price, okay? So we're going to find the discount and then subtract it, okay? And then we'll know our answer. All right, so on the first one, we're do the regular price times the discount. So this discount is 0.12 because we moved the decimal 2 places to get that right there. So we're going to go 64.25 times 0.12. 64.25, $64.25 times 0.12. So that's $7.71. So that is the amount of the discount. $7.71. Now, to get the actual, sale price, we're going to take the original price minus the discount. So $64.25 minus the $7.71. All right, so I want to move that up a little bit. All right, so so that was $64.25 minus 771. 64.25. So 64.25 minus the 771. Like that. So that gives us $56.54. So the sale price for A is $56.54. All right, so that's A. Now for B, do the same thing. We're going to move this decimal over, so that 0.20. So 72 times 0.20. 72 times 0.20. 72 times 0.20. That is $14.40. So that's $14.40. So on this one, we're going to take the 72 minus the 14.40. 72 minus the $14.40. So that is $57.60. $57.60. All right. So that was store B. So I want everyone on your own to do C and D real quick. All right, so on C, we're going to move the decimal. So it's 0.18. So we're going to 68.75 times 0.18. 68.75 times 0.18. That's going to give us 12.38. 12.38. So that's the amount of the discount. 12 point. Then we're going to round that up right there to 38. So now we need to subtract. We'll take the 68.75 minus the 12.38. So it's the 68.75 minus the 12.38. And so that gives us $56.37. $56.37. Okay. All right, we got one more to do. We got D to do. Okay, so our decimal here is going to be 0.15, like that. So we're going to do 6750 times 0.15. So 6750 times 0.15. And so that gives us, we're going to round that to $10.13. So that's the amount of the discount, is $10.13. All right, so now we have to subtract that. All right, so 6750 minus 1013. All right, 6750 minus the $10.13. That gives us $57.37. So that's $57.37. Okay, so now they want the least to the greatest. So the smallest of these is the 56.37, which is store C. So that's the smallest. Then the next one, right, we got 56.54. So that would be the next. And then after that, we got a 57.60 and a 57.37. So 37 is less than 60. So that would be D, which would leave us with A, like that. Okay, let's look at number 21. Skylar got a manicure for $28 and a pedicure for $35 at the salon. If she plans to tip 15%, how much will she pay in total? All right? So the first thing we have to do here is take the manicure and the pedicure and add those together. All right? So we're going to go 28 plus 35. So 28 plus 35. That gives us, hold on, I don't know what I just did, 63. 63. So that is $63 right there. Now she wants to pay 15% tips, all right? Move the decimal 2 places. So that's 0.15, okay? So we take our $63 times our tip, just 0.15. All right, $63 times 0.15. And that's going to give you $9.45. So that is the amount of the tip. Okay. Now we need to add those together, right, to get the total 63 plus that 9.45. So 63 plus the $9.45. So that gives us a total of $72.45. $72.45. All right. All right, so then Toby here found a $52 wallet on the clearance rack for 60% off. If the sales tax is 6.25%, how much will he pay in total? Okay, so remember that you have to subtract the discount, but then add back in the tax. Okay, so let's save the tax for the end. So just kind of ignore that for a minute and let's just focus on the other, like similar to what we did right here on 21. All right, so what we have to do is we'll take our $52 wallet times what is 60% as a decimal. Let me get that out of the way. So if we move this over 2 places, that is just 0.60, 60%. All right, so we're going to go over here and go 52 times 0.60, 52 times 0.60, and that's going to be $31.20. Now that is the amount of the discount. All right, so now to calculate what the actual sale price is, right? So if it helps you, you can write discount right there. That's the amount of the discount. So then what we're going to do is take the 52 minus the 31.20. Okay, so 52 minus the 31.20. 52 minus the 31.20. That gives us $20.80. All right, so $20.80. So that is the sale price. Okay, so that's the sale price. Now we have to add the tax. All right, so we take our $20.80 times the tax rate. So remember, we have to move the decimal 2 places. So that's 0.0625. All right, so 2080 times 0.0625. So $20 $1.80 times 0.0625. So that's going to be $1.30 for the tax. So that's $1. Hold on, let me not do that. $1.30. Okay, now to get the total price, we'll take the sale price plus the $1.30. Right? So I will go ahead and write that down here. The sale price plus the tax. All right, so we're going to add those together to get our final total, $20.80 plus $1.30. All right, so $20.80 plus the $1.30. That's going to give us a final total of $22.10. $22.10. Okay, so number 23, the average cost of a bag of popcorn at the movie theater was $3.50 in 1995 and $4.75 in 2015. Find the percent of change in the price of a bag of popcorn from 1995 to 2015 and classify as a percent increase or percent decrease. All right, so to do percent of change, we want to calculate the amount of change and divide it by the original number, okay? So to get the amount of change, we're going to take the 475 minus the 350. How much did this actually change? Okay, so that's going to be 52.1. So it increased by $1.25. Okay, so to get our percent of change, we do $1.25 divided by the original number, which in 1995 was 350. All right, so this is going to give us a decimal. So $1.25 divided by 350, $1.25 divided by 350, and that is, we're going to round this. We'll round this to the nearest hundredth. So this 7 will cause the 5 to round up. So this is 0.36. All right, so that is 0.36. Then you could multiply by 100 or move the decimal over 1, 2. So that's 36%. And the price went up, so that is an increase right there. Okay. So we'll continue the rest of this in the next video.